Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where I'm going to be doing some gacha pulls for Penelo's EX weapon. If I get Edge in the bargain too, then that's fantastic, and I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of want his EX, but Penelo is definitely the main prize, and she's gonna be what I'm gonna be going for. So if I get her early, then I'm just ducking out of the banner, no regrets. She's absolutely the #1 prize here for me. So I've not uploaded any videos for Opera Omnia in quite a while, and I think that's a combination of both the fact that one, I wasn't really feeling that into it recently, and two, there's just not been that much content, to be honest. So I've been kind of taking a break from the game. I know there was the Camlanaut Chaos quest, and I do actually have a video recorded for that, which I'm probably going to upload before this one. But apart from that, I've just really been doing my dailies and kind of logging off. Man, I should not have played that FF7 remake demo. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if there are people that don't find it impressive or that don't think it's as good, as it could have been or it should have been. I absolutely loved it, and it's all I can do now to just distract myself until the actual game comes out, because it's everything I hoped it. It's everything I never dared to dream it would be. Okay, because Square Enix have disappointed me for quite a bit, these past few years. Like, I know there's varying opinions over which the sort of last great Final Fantasy was. Like, I enjoyed 13, it was okay, but I think 12 for me was the last amazing one, and they've not really done that much, since then, which is a lie. I know they put a lot of effort into 15, and I know that they came out with a lot of DLC, and that game just has a horrible history, and they rescued it fairly impressively, to say what a dumpster fire the development process was, but it still could have been a lot better, in my opinion. But we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about Penelo, or at least to talk about this banner. So, Penelo is one of those characters in Final Fantasy XII that I don't have a great deal of attachment for, but I don't dislike her either. I know that her and Varn have the tendency to cause some kind of controversy or some kind of mixed opinions, but I was alright with Penelo, to be honest. She's very unobtrusive, I'll say, in the story. She doesn't really get in the way. I know she has quite a few character moments with Larsa, and she's there supposed to give you a more sympathetic look at him, in contrast to how Vayne is kind of getting on. In the original FF12, Penelo for me was kind of forgettable. She was just kind of there to be Varn's friend and or potential, interest, and that was just about it. Whereas in Zodiac Age, I actually ended up using Penelo quite a fair bit. She was my main magic user, because she has the highest MP pool in the game, I believe, even higher than Ash, and I believe she starts off using Cure. So I had a lot of fun making her into a black magic user, and actually in the international edition, not Zodiac Age, but in international Zodiac job system, the level 1 spells for black magic and white magic were AoE, so it was kind of nice for characters like Fran and Penelo, who start off with level 1 magic. They kind of get AoE spells off the bat, but they retconned that in Zodiac Age, so that they were back to being single target again, which was unfortunate. Speaking of Zodiac Age, I just realised I've got an unfinished save file on the PC version that I really should finish off. But anyway, this is pretty much going to be a ticket spam storm. I've got 344 of the bad boys lined up, and this is before digging into Ultimate Pandemonium. I've not found any summon board resources whatsoever, so I'm going to be going in with tickets here, because I'm going to get a shit ton of them back when I start actually farming the boards. So, without further ado, let's dive into it and hope we get lucky, shall we? So, I won't lie, I do kind of want Edge as well, because he looks quite fun to mess around with, but I know he's not exactly the greatest offensive presence around, so if I don't get his stuff, then it's whatever. I'm still kind of on the fence about how many ingots I'm going to spend if I do actually build him up, or get the opportunity to build him up. But yeah, it's one of those EX weapons I kind of want to have, just to have it lie around. It would be nice. Nice troll silver there. I definitely haven't missed those. So Penelo's transformation in this game is really incredible, and that's one thing I actually really like what they do with Opera Omnia, is that if the character's kind of been weak and shit here for God knows how long, then whenever they get a buff or a rework or a new weapon, they really get buffed. You know, Penelo is just the first. Like, I know Hope gets the same treatment, I know Keita gets the same treatment, I know Cyan doesn't really get the same level of awesomeness, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know, rip Cyan. Maybe maybe his LD will make him shine. Who knows at this point? But at least he becomes viable. You know, that's more than I can say for some characters. So the good thing about FF7 Remake coming out on the 10th of April is that in the UK at least, that's bank holiday weekend because it's Easter, so I automatically have the Friday and the Monday off. I'm considering booking some more days off work for that. But the unfortunate thing is that it comes out 10 days after Persona 5 Royal, which I'm also planning on playing. So P5R is going to keep me occupied, but I don't think I'm going to blitz my way through that game before the remake comes out, because let's face it, like the OG P5, which I also haven't finished. I've got a save like right at the end of the game with like over 130 hours on it. Like how the hell, how long is Royal going to take me to play through? Like that's something else. Come on. I don't want to have to go through all 300 and God knows. Come on. 321 tickets remaining. I don't want to have to go through all these on camera. I mean, I don't want to have to use them all in general, but I will if I have to. I could have just gone straight in with gems, but then I'm thinking, like, if I go straight in with gems, and then I farm up Pandemonium and all the events that are coming out, because I'm only planning on pulling for Leo next month, I'm probably going to end up with like over 800 tickets or something stupid. And I kind of want to avoid that from happening. So even if I... Ooh. Oh, it's a god. If this was JP, man, that would be glorious. But this is just probably going to be an off ban of 15 or something. It's how it always is. Whoa! No way! No freaking way. I can't believe that. That is the first time that a gold has actually been something useful. It's not quite what I was here for, but you know what? I will happily take that. That is awesome. That's really good. Back-to-back golds? Anyone? Penelo? Maybe? Yes? I mean, it was a Penelo weapon. If that would have been the EX, I would have been so done, man. That would have just been perfect. Unfortunately, alas, it was not to be. But that is the first time I've ever had a gold orb actually be something useful. Maybe I should try shit talking more often, and that will help. Yeah, I was about to say if it was a gold orb in JP, you knew it was going to be something good, but in global, it just tends to be something shit, like an off banner 15. But no, it was actually an AX this time. I think that is literally the first like actual gold orb starting gold orb I've had that's actually been something useful. Oh, interesting. Random 15. Alright, well, in the interests of not filling this silence with a bunch of inane chatter, and not wasting any more of your guys' time, I'm probably going to skip ahead through the... Whoa, okay. I was going to say I'm going to skip ahead through the empty moments until we get, like, something worth pulling, but I mean, that's a gold right there, and that's Penelo's 35, which I'm pretty sure I don't have. No, I didn't. I didn't even have a 35, so any 35s for Penelo will be very welcome at this point. Like, I mean, I have more than enough power stones to cover it, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. So yeah, I'm probably just going to cut out the dead air, if you will, and just kind of skip ahead to stuff that's worth taking note of. Could this be something? I've not got a gold in ages, man. Okay. Okay. Another edge 15. Yeah, it's better than nothing. I'll take stones where I can get them. I was beginning to think we were going to enter a very dry spell in terms of golds there. Okay, please let this be something good. Please, come on, come on. You know you want to. Troll Silvers. God, I love it. Okay, what about this one? I mean, it's probably not going to be the EX, but you never know. Okay, is this taller on this banner? Or am I just getting, like, really weirdly, suspiciously lucky with the 15s I'm getting? Oh no, she probably is on the banner because I know that she's Super Synergy for the summon bots. Okay, that's kind of a dumb question, but I was getting all these randomish dollar 15s popping up. I'm like, is she on the banner? Is she? I mean, I've not got a 35 yet. In fact, I've literally not got a 35 yet. I think that Penelo one is the only one I've got the whole time I've been pulling. It do be like that sometimes. This is really making me want to go back and finish my Zodiac Age playthrough. Like, I got to a certain point on the PS4 version. I think it was like shortly after you get Scathe, because I'm not sure if I've ever got that far in the game before, and I just kind of wanted to test it out. And the animation was... I was actually really underwhelmed with Scathe in... in Zodiac Age, because, like, it does a lot of damage, but the animation is so slow that you might as well just use like Firaga or Thundergo or something, you know? Because they do like decently respectable damage, and you can boost them with the elemental rods, and that's a Penelo 35. I'll take that. And you know, but the animation is much faster. So if you're in boss fights, then the DPS is a lot higher. Like Scathe is kind of good for farming because it's just raw damage, but the animation takes so long. Like, really. Although it's still amusing when you're in boss fights, if you have a guest and you have your entire party under reflect status and you cast Scathe on everyone, and you just see this huge chunk of the boss's health bar just vanish in one casting, that's pretty satisfying. I do like how black mages actually became useful in Zodiac Age because they removed the damage cap. Because in the OG FF12, where everyone deals like up to a maximum of 9999 damage, then the only thing you would tend to want would be like someone with friggin' Berserk and Genji gloves and like Masamune or bloody like whatever it's called, is it Whale Whisker or whatever, the monk pull, or basically just weapons with like a really high combo rate. With the Genji gloves on, running at low health in Berserk mode, so you just kind of like do hit after hit after hit after hit, because it was all about animation speed. That was how you got the most DPS, because every hit did the freaking same. And here you've got black mages with these great big massive long spellcasting animations, and you had the effect queue as well. That's one thing I'm really glad they removed in all versions of Zodiac Age, was you had the spell queue, because obviously the PS2 could only display so much magical bullshit on the screen at any given time. So if you had a boss that cast a really sort of fancy magic animation, then all of your characters would kind of be stuck in like an invisible spell queue, and they wouldn't be able to get their spells off until after the animation finished. And you could do the same thing to the bosses as well. You could kind of just... you could cast something and then you basically just clog up the effect queue, so they'd be stuck trying to get off their huge impressive attack. Meanwhile, all your physical characters were just kind of thwacking them in the face while they were stalled. So I think in some ways it makes it easier because your own magic users are stronger, but it also makes it more difficult because you can't cheese the bosses that way anymore. So they just get off all their more powerful attacks like instantly, and you can't cheese the fight. So that's one thing I'm really glad they actually did. And it was one thing I was hoping they would do actually. It was a very, very welcome rebalance, because I tend to like playing magic users in RPGs, you know? I mean, I like swords as much as the next person, but I'm really much more about, you know, like, either huge magic DPS or like status effects and like controlling a fight. I just find it more interesting, and you can blame me playing CRPGs for that. You know, like Dungeons and Dragons based games. I used to love Baldur's Gate 2, man. And the number of broken combinations you come up with magic in that game is just, oh man, it's really something else. Speaking of which, I'm really kind of amused by all the salt coming out of people now that Larian Studios is doing Baldur's Gate 3, because they're kind of going to be basing it on the Divinity approach to combat, and it's going to be completely turn-based, and there's a lot of people reading about that, saying that they want it to be like real-time with pausing only, and I'm just like, well dude, you know, I mean, I can kind of get where they're coming from, but unpopular opinion, I didn't really like Pillars of Eternity that much. Maybe it's because it was like its own sort of unique rule system instead of a D20, like D&D based rule system, but it just felt like they were using real-time with pausing mostly to pander to nostalgia rather than because they believed in it as an actual like current day gameplay mechanic. You know, I say this to someone who grew up like playing BG2 and throwing a ball to death. Like I do like the gameplay, I do, but I don't know. It seems more like it was a product of its era, and now that time has passed, and we should accept it for what it is. And I really enjoy Larian's approach to combat because it's much more. It gives extra elements of depth, like you have verticality in a fight, for example, and that actually makes a difference. And I know I'm kind of rambling about unrelated games here, but I'm really just wanting this bloody EX weapon to appear. It's kind of like the FF7 remake. Like there are some people that are like, oh, you know, it's not turn-based, and the music is too symphonic, and you know, it's just a flashy cash grab from Square Enix. And I'm just like, have you even seen the amount of love and care and attention to detail they're putting into that game? And like lambasting it because it's not turn-based. I mean, wow. Like, yeah, I also grew up playing classic Final Fantasy games, but I mean, hear me out, right? The Guard Scorpion, the first boss fight in the game, literally all you do is back-to-back golds. Okay, yeah, I'll take those. Maybe want to throw an EX in there for good measure, huh, game? Huh? No? Okay, fine. But I mean, like, literally all you do is you spam the attack button, and then like maybe have Cloud cast Bolt, maybe throw a potion, and then like maybe use one of their limit breaks if you get thwacked with the tail laser, right? And that's all you do, and then the boss is dead. But in the remake, it's much more engaging. You have to pay attention to an enemy's pressure gauge, you have to try and stagger them, you have to constantly switch between characters, both to avoid attacks and to use their triangle attacks to make sure they're not on cooldown, and build up ATB gauge, like with Barret for example, so that then you can use lightning and like thunder attacks to make the enemies even more pressured, at which point you switch back to Cloud because they're pressured, and then you go into Punisher mode, and then you can use Focus Thrust to build up the pressure gauge to stagger them faster. You know, and that's only with 2 party members at the beginning of the game. It's a much more dynamic approach to combat. I can't wait to play as Tifa, man. Like, in the full release, she seems to have so many interesting abilities, and she just looks flashy as hell. You know, all of her combo animations, like, I get the feeling I'm going to enjoy playing as her a lot. Aerith looks really interesting in the stuff that she can do. Like, she's got like a million abilities in the preview footage that I've seen, but she's definitely much more of a supportive party member. I think, much like the original game, if she has any main kind of offensive presence, it'll mostly be from materia and not from her like actual abilities. Meanwhile, I'm down to 156 tickets now, and I really want this EX to appear. Don't make me bust out the gems. No one wants me to do that. Well, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but screw that. Come on! Please. Please. Oh, spare me. Really? I'm watching the loadings, I'm not seeing anything good down there. There's nothing good going on at this part of the screen. Alright. Watch it be a 15. I don't actually believe it. I don't believe it. But why did it have to be the wrong fucking EX? Damn it! It worked! It worked a second time. Have they actually updated that in global? Have they made gold orbs into EXs? But I wanted Penelo's, I already had edges. Maybe that formula only works for getting one of the two weapons on the banner. Maybe I have to do something else so I can get the other one. Maybe that's how it works. Why? 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 I don't need you anymore, my dude. Go away. I'm grateful for the EXs, but it's the wrong one. Why? You just want to make me look ungrateful, that's what it is. You want to show up and you'd be like, ha, there's an EX, but you don't actually care. I did say it would only be kinda nice if I got edges. I didn't say I would be super thrilled by it or anything. Which, I mean, you know, it's nice to have. It's good to have options. And I do have Eiko, so I can make use of his, like, 100% dodge gimmick. At the cost of, like, actual decent DPS. So it's a good tool to have in the toolbox, but I mean, neither of these characters are favourites of mine, if I'm going to be honest. But if I had to pick between them, I'd pick Penelo solely because I actually like FF12 more. Now I know that's going to sound like blasphemy to a lot of people out there, but I actually do. FF12 is among my favourite Final Fantasy games. I just haven't played it all that much recently. I do think the scenario, like, I do think the story could have been handled a lot better, and I think it would have been if Matsuno hadn't been, like, forced off the project due to illness or whatever it actually was. I mean, I can believe it's illness because they have a real overwork problem in Japan, for God's sake. Random Onion Night. But, yeah. Yeah, why do they have such a really hardcore work ethic in Japan? Like, it's admirable, but at the same time it goes too far. Like, you shouldn't be working until you're making yourself ill. That's just like putting things way out of perspective, in my opinion. Like, the work-life, they call it the work-life balance for a reason. It's important. You should have time to spend with your family and friends and your loved ones, and you should have time to focus on, you know, hobbies outside of work. Maybe it's just a cultural difference, but I don't think that you should allow work to define who you are. Unless it's like the one thing you've wanted to do since you were a child and now you're in that career and you're solely dedicated to that, then, you know, I respect that a lot, but I don't think that applies to everyone out there. Okay, so we still don't have Penelo's weapon. Well, let's keep going. Sorry about that, just kind of had to take a break there, but hey, let's keep going. Oh god, we're down into the double digits. This is definitely not something I want to happen. But, I mean, it's fine. We've got a lot of summon board farming to do. And if it can save my gems, then it's worth it. But I mean, it's not looking good, I'm gonna be honest. Still, we've still got everything to play for. There's 89 more attempts at this yet. 0.5% chance. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, come on, I've got plenty of 15s, but nothing else. Actually, no, that's a lie, I did get like 3 35s. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so that's MLB now. So that's good. I just need the finishing touch. The pièce de résistance, if you will. Okay, shit. Now, okay, let's put the theory to the test. Is this going to be another EX? Is it going to be another Edge EX? It probably won't be because I've said that it will be, right? Yeah, it's a 35. So, so I literally got 2 EXs from a gold orb, like just purely randomly, and it was Edge both times. That's actually incredible. You know what? I'm not too sorry about that, just because that's so unlikely to happen. Haha! Oh, sweet, sweet relief. There it is. Oh, there it is after all. Okay, now let me lock this thing. Ah, thank God for that. It's over. It's finished. So we managed to clean up the banner within 290 tickets or so. That's actually pretty good. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. Okay, so there we go. Penelo's EX. It's time to get her all built up. So she's probably not going to appear in a video that quickly, because thinking about it, for Ultimate Pandemonium I'm probably just going to end up going with like Ishtola and Tifa and like Aranea or something, and just go for the complete like delay cheese. I want to try and avoid giving Pandemonium a turn. And for Dimensions in Tier 8, which I know has also come out today, I'm probably going to be using Lulu and Rosa, but I don't think I'm going to be sticking Penelo in there because I can use her for future tiers. So I'm definitely going to be getting her built up, but I don't think she's going to be starring in content just yet. Like, you know, maybe next week or something. But there we go. That certainly does it. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all had some fantastic luck with your pulls out there. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. So until the next video, take care and goodbye.